How common is this dream? Who hasn't had this dream, right?
But it's also beautiful because you should be able to marry two bananas if you want to.
I got nothing. That is, okay.
Hi, we're the cast of In Your Dreams, and today we'll be reading and reacting to some of the most outrageous, funny, and scary dreams from the internet. I had a dream that I was marrying a human-sized banana, like 6 feet tall.
It didn't faze me in the least that anyone might find it weird.
But then right before I was gonna get married, I decided I was gonna marry
Two bananas. And that's when I was concerned.
And that people might think I was strange. LOL.
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 What this dream means to me is you need to diversify your fruit portfolio, you know?
Honestly, great. Good for you. But it's also beautiful because you should be able to marry two bananas if you want to.
Lots to unpeel there, because it's not the one banana, but then two bananas, that's I think what we call a throuple.
When someone describes something like really loaded and then they're like, I don't know, lol, and this dream kind of like has that all over it. I dreamed I was in a mall anchor store near a mirror column in the kids' clothing section. I walked into the mirror and it felt like gelatin. And I got trapped in the mirror column. And the mannequins began talking mannequin language, which sounded like their voices were glockenspiels. Nonsense words, but like turned percussive glockenspiel sound. 10 out of 10 dream. Loving this dream. Love that the mirror turned into gelatin. That's so cool. It's like very The Matrix. Love that the mannequins sound like glockenspiels. I really like the sound of glockenspiels, and I really think that that's like a very creative thing that your brain is doing. Again, 10 out of 10.
Once I had a dream where I was an owl. Me and my classmates and friends were in a room at school, which was for some reason at a parking garage. We got to learn how to fly around. It was so magical to fly and to be so small. This is a good one. I had a dream where I was an owl. What is an owl? An owl is very wise, is very perceptive, very, very good vision. This is a dream about freedom, and it's about wisdom, so I think it's a bit about growing up. And I think it's about getting your wings, so to speak. Huh? Metaphorically, literally, you know, one and the same.
Since I was a kid, I have had a reoccurring nightmare of me in a warehouse.
Think of an immaculate convenience store, but on every shelf is one of those transparent bags that comforters usually come in, but instead of a comforter, it's filled with pink plastic children's kitchen accessories.
Now I'm walking down these aisles with the cart, and these comforter bags keep filling my cart and the area around me till I'm literally drowning in comforter bags,
Filled with pink tea party accessories, and I wake up.
crying. What do I think that means? Well, first of all, how common is this dream? Who hasn't had this dream, right?
I got nothing. That is, okay. You gotta declutter your life, man.
Do you think that the color pink, it represents anything?
No.